You are not logged in. This guide can only be completed if you have converted your website into an app with webtoapp.design. This guide is part of the app publishing process. You should only complete it when asked to in the app publishing timeline. Now that you've completed the 14 days of closed testing, you should see the button Apply for Production in your dashboard. After you click the button, you will need to fill out a short questionnaire. Here's some info you can use to answer the questions. Don't copy the suggestions exactly. Use your own words and adjust it to your app. How did you recruit users for your closed test? Here you can mention how you found your app testers, e.g., did you ask friends, existing users of your website, or something else? If you used our partner's paid testing service, you can say that you used an agency that offers app testing and quality assurance. How easy was it to recruit testers for your app? Feel free to answer according to your own opinion. If you used our partner's app testing service, you might want to answer very difficult to indicate that you only used a paid service because it was difficult to find testers otherwise. Describe the engagement you received from testers during your closed test. Here it's easiest to mention that the testers used your app as you expected them to. Provide a summary of the feedback that you received from testers. Include how you collected the feedback. Did your testers find any issues with the app, and how did they let you know? For example, did they encounter any errors, bad design, or difficult to use features? Did you get this feedback via email, a form, from personally talking to your testers, or some other way? If you used our partner's testing service, you can say that you got feedback via email, but there were no major issues that required immediate action. Who is the intended audience of your app? Describe your typical app website user. It can be tied to the functionality of your app. So if you offer laundry services, you can mention that your intended audience is people who need their laundry handled for them. Describe how your app provides value to users. Explain what your app does. If it's a fashion shopping app, you could say that it provides value by quickly and easily letting users order clothes. How many installs do you expect to have in your first year? If you have any way of estimating the number of installations your app will get, e.g., based on your website user count, feel free to go with that. Otherwise, just use 0 to 10K. Higher numbers might cause more detailed and slower app review procedures from Google. What changes did you make to your app based on what you learned during your closed test? Similar to the previous question about the feedback your testers gave you, describe what changes you made: fixing errors, changing design, simplifying features. If you used our partner's testing service, you can just generally say that you fixed a few minor design and usability issues that your testers pointed out. You could also mention any changes that you recently made on your website. How did you decide that your app is ready for production? Here you can explain that your app has all the necessary core functionality for it to provide value to users. You decided it's ready for release because it's been a while since the last major issues came up, and that you want real users to try out the app now to guide your future decisions about what to change and improve. After you have filled out the questionnaire, click the Apply button on the bottom right. I've completed all the steps in this guide. Once you've completed all the steps in this guide, please click this button so you can continue with the next guides.